so welcome to Game Plan Sunday. Today is July 26th, and we're here with another session, kicking off this week's preview. We got a couple of things that's in the pipeline. We'll cover our what happened over the course of last week, and then we'll take a look at what's coming down the pipeline so we can make some money. All right, so there was a lot that happened. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. There was a lot that happened over the past week. But the main thing for last week was gold and silver. You already know we've been piling up on gold and silver for a little while now. But not just like everybody. We've been piling up in gold and silver at the right time. We were able to time, this whole situation. And so, that was pretty beautiful to me to see it pop up the way that it did. So I actually did not expect for gold and silver to pop this week, though. If you guys can recall from last Game Plan Sunday, was expecting a pullback so we can re-up because we're anticipating this thing to pop anyway. So, but we'll dial into some of that here in a second. But just taking a look here, let's see here what occurred over the past week other than gold popping, because that was popping. The stock market was down a tad bit. We had news about the coronavirus vaccine. That's going to still play in the news every week, a whole bunch of news. Earnings was pretty good, actually, for a lot of the companies, although the market did pull back pretty nicely, which, again, the market pushed up before earnings, before they decided to sell off. But the earnings did look pretty good for most of the companies that we had out. And they still pull back. So again, you got to be careful when you plan those earnings because as you guys know, good news, it's not even, good news nowadays is not so bad news. And so it's just weird trying to even play that. So you're really gambling playing those earning plays. So one of the key things to do is play up into earnings and get up out of there before earnings kick off. So just, make sure you know what you're doing when you're playing with earnings because you're rolling the dice. We saw some COVID cases starting to rise up again. And, again, my whole thing on this is that, we're going to go back into a lockdown situation. I don't know if it's going to be all over, but, it just seems like that's just what they're going to do. You got to understand, we're getting ready to go into, the fall season. You're going to have flu season coming back up. A lot of cases that's probably not even COVID is actually going to be classified as COVID. It's going to be crazy. And for you guys that was in the chat room on the website, I definitely appreciate your support. You guys know I lost my grandmother this past week, and her husband also, 2 weeks prior. And so we're having a funeral this week for both of them. It's crazy due to COVID. But thank you guys, because you guys know we're in the chat room on Wallstreet That's where you guys got to be at right here. You can see the website. In the chat room, that's where we get it popping, So everybody's there. And shout out to, all y'all that's been in there, plugging into plays, trading and everything. It's been beautiful seeing it come together. Also, we got to understand that, this, the unemployment numbers is coming out. It's starting to go sideways. It came down pretty nice, but now it's tapering off. And that's not a good sign. So it's not as bad as it was, but it's tapering off, and that's not a good sign with the unemployment. A lot of people are still filing those claims. People are still being laid off. And then you got, Congress, beefing over, what this next stimulus package is going to be, whether it's going to be another $600 payout for the unemployment, it's going to be $200, what have you. Whatever the case may be, they got to make a decision this week, right? So they got to make a decision this week. It's going to get cut off. That gets cut off. It's going to be chaos in the markets. I don't think they're going to let it get to that point. That sounds good for storytelling, but I just truly don't think. I think they're going to make a decision. They're going to have to. So that's what I see with that. And they're going to spend a lot of money. Man, I tell you, they're spending so much money. It is crazy. But, the Feds is printing it up, right? So, the crazy thing is the Feds can print unlimited amounts of money. Why don't they just print everybody $1 million and make everybody's pain go away? You see, people don't think about this stuff. They can't do that. You feel me? What happens is that they have some tough decisions to make, but at the end of the day, they're going to destroy the dollar. And that's what it's all about. That's just part of the reason for the huge spike that we saw in gold this week. So just keep that in mind. Also, we still got conflicts all over. I saw videos about Portland and Chicago. Trump is sending federal agents out in the streets, and they're detaining a lot of people. I did see like the mayor, the people, the local government is not happy about the federal government coming in. So you got some fascist movements in there, but this stuff isn't brand new. If you study history, these things happen all the time. You have your alt left, you got your alt rights, you got your fascisms and capitalism and all this stuff that's, isms, beef. And we talked about this for a while about the war of the haves and the have nots. Told you guys go watch that movie Joker. That movie Joker was actually really showing you, what was to come, which is what we're living in right now. If you take a look at some of those video footage, it looked just like the scenes out of the movie Joker. It's crazy. So you still got that, but then you also have beef with China. We shut down. Was it a consulate out in Houston? And that wasn't good. China just really wasn't feeling that. China actually retaliated. We shut down their spot out in, I believe it was Hong Kong or somewhere in China. But that's not good. So you still got trade, issues with China that's still popping crazy. That's just not going to end. I think it's going to continue to escalate. On the other end here, let's see, we had um, um, the approval of Judy Shelton. Judy Shelton, if you guys don't know, she may be nominated to the Federal Reserve to be a Federal Reserve governor. She just passed the first step with the Senate, and she has another one, I believe, this week. So yeah, so well, it was the Senate Banking Committee. So but she's actually a gold bug, and so it's a lot of talk about Judy being on the board, which I think that's really interesting because she's a gold bug, and most of those economists they're Keynesians, and they're all about unlimited printing money and not having any restraints. So they don't like gold because gold restricts them from being able to actually it restricts them from being able to print that money, and they don't like that. They really don't like that. So let me actually see if I can pull up my screens here real quick. But yeah, they really don't like the ability of not being able to print that money, and that gold restricts it. If you don't have it in gold, you can't print it basically. But she's like, big dog when it comes to that. And let's see here. Where are we? I can get this thing to pop up here. All right. Yeah, so that was all big news there this past week. And then we had, let's see, coming up this week, we got some big earnings, as Dustin mentioned. Yeah, we got some earnings coming up. Not super, super excited about it. I don't think that's, I don't think it's called for. It's just same thing every time. Same thing every time. Let's take a look at the pipeline here. Monday earnings. Okay, we got F5 Networks, Hasbro. Those are going to be some of the big names on Monday. So Monday's going to be pretty light. What else we got? Tuesday, we got the 3M, we got AMD, we got Altria, we got Amgen, eBay, McDonald's, MSCI, Mondelez International, Pfizer, Raytheon, Starbucks, Visa. All of those are going to be reporting on Tuesday. So I do believe that Tuesday is definitely going to be a big day because of that. All right. All right. Let's see here. And then we also have Wednesday, Crown Castle International, Facebook, General Electric, Norfolk Southern, PayPal, Qualcomm, Sanofi, Shopify. It's going to be on Wednesday. All right. Also on Wednesday, we're going to have the FOMC. They're going to have a monetary policy decision, which the expectation is that the central bank is going to keep interest rates near zero all the way through 2022. So not just 2021, but 2022. They're going to have to keep this thing suppressed, for years to come. So that's why I'm telling people like, man, this thing is not going to be over in a breeze. All right. Basically looking at the new world order, which Ray Dalio's been talking about. A part of that is them destroying the dollar, which they just basically they're going to have to. So, but anyhow, you're going to have that popping on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be a big day. So I think Tuesday will carry the weight into Wednesday, and I think things are going to get pretty choppy in that time frame. Because on Thursday you get the bigger boys like Google, Amazon, Apple, Comcast, EA, who else? American Tower, Gilead, Northrop Grumman, Procter and Gamble, UPS. I mean, you have all the big dogs coming out to play on on Thursday. So Thursday is going to be the biggest day. Um, so I mean, I'm expecting for them to do pretty good. To be honest, I'm expecting them to do pretty good on Thursday. So we may see the markets dip and then may get a rise on Thursday. I think it's going to be a real choppy week though, because there's lots of expectations and lots of mixed emotions. Friday, we're gonna have AbbVie, Caterpillar, Charter Communications, Chevron, Exxon, Merck, Phillips 66, and Under Armour. Those are some of the big names. All right. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So like Dustin said, the FANG stocks. Yes, sir. All the big boys are coming out to play, and yeah, that's really going to be interesting. So you guys know we had the market flash PMI numbers that came out this past week. Again, these is all posted on the news feed on the website at wallstreetjackboyz.com. And in the PMI numbers, basically they were saying that in the report itself, they're saying that the trajectory is starting to improve. As you guys know, that 50 base point, anything under that is retraction, and above that is illustration of growth. In the PMI numbers, again, you get information from the manufacturers themselves, and it's a survey basically. So you get some good insight for this. It's like a leading indicator to what's to come. So they was talking about how manufacturing firms have signaled the strongest expansion in new orders since January. So they're seeing it come back together, but they did caution that inflationary pressures intensified. They didn't just say grow; they said intensified at the start of the third quarter. Input costs and output charges rose at the sharpest rate since October 2018 as supplier prices were hiked. Some firms link this to higher transportation costs and an increase in demand for raw materials following the reopening of many businesses, plus higher costs associated with safeguarding against COVID-19. So they're basically talking about lots of inflation that they're seeing. Okay, the prices that they're having to pay. Again, you got to remember these things. These companies, they don't pay that price. They pay it up front, but they pass those costs on to the consumers. So if if that happens, then the price of your goods are going up. So that's what's happening, right? But that's basically what the Feds they're trying to do in the first place, is to get this inflation popping off. And so all of that just makes things very interesting. So we've been talking about that as well. I think it was Ron in the chat was talking about the following. I'll tell you guys to follow the gold prices, because gold is a proxy for inflation, right? So if oil is going up, I said gold, I mean oil. Yeah, if oil goes up, then basically inflation follows. So if you see oil going up, inflation follows. We're starting to see gas prices jump above $2 again. You guys remember the good old days was under $1. I mean, excuse me, under $2. So everybody was traveling, and that was causing certain the inflation to pick back up now. So just keep that in mind. Let's see what I got here. I'm trying to get a screen share. Can you guys see the screen here? Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can get this screen up. I don't know why I don't have it up right now. See if I could do it another way. Excuse me 1 second. But yeah, so basically oil has been going up, but oil is actually starting to compress. It's getting into that 200 moving average zone where it's basically being blocked. It's just I don't think we're gonna pierce through that. Now, if we do pierce through that, then that's really gonna be crazy. If oil pops through that 200 moving average, then we're gonna definitely see gold go straight through the moon. Because you remember gold is the protection. It's a hedge against inflation. So that makes things very interesting. All right. Um, Taking a look here at the charts. Now, the interesting thing is that the markets, although the markets were down last week, although they were down last week, we didn't get a spike in the VIX. And so normally if you get like a real move, okay, if you get a real move, then the VIX will move. But the VIX did not move. I mean, the VIX it barely popped up. So to me, there was no real conviction, with the down turn in the markets. So I thought that was interesting. But it doesn't mean that it's not to come. If we take a look at the VIX has been pounding that floor. If we take a look at the VIX futures, that 200 moving average, it breached there for one day and then it popped it back above. And every time it gets like to this low, you normally get like a sharp, bounce up. So I do believe that, we're due for a pop in the VIX. Now, I don't know what it is that's going to pop the VIX, okay? Could be, fallout with, Congress and them trying to get the stimulus package, put together. If that falls through, I mean, if that falls apart, then you already know where the markets are going at. If earnings are, terrible for the big boys, because you got to understand the FANG stocks, they've been the ones who's been carrying the markets. So basically, if they F up, the markets is coming down with them. Now we had Tesla, Microsoft, and all of them. They did great last week, actually, but the market still fell regardless because, again, the prices of those stocks is way too high. I told you guys about buying at those highs. Amazon and all of them, way too high. Overpriced. Okay. So it is overdue for a pullback, which is good, especially if you want to buy. You don't want to buy at the highs. You want to wait those things come back down on the floor, and then you buy, on its way back up. I don't be doing all that dollar cost averaging crap. I think that's for guys who don't know what the hell they're doing. If you understand the charts, you know where the bottoms, you know where the floors are, you know where the ceilings are, you know where to get in, you know when they get out. You don't have to be guessing. That's the old school guys who they don't, check the charts and all that. So that strategy may work for you. We've been able to pinpoint lots of things like that. The play in silver, right? So back in silver, we got in on silver at $12 an ounce with the spot price, right? So we caught that bottom. Now silver is, over $23, right? Over $23. And I wasn't even expecting it to pop, right? Was expecting for this thing to pull back so we can re-up. We never got that pullback. And it makes things interesting. I believe that, again, looking at my Fibonacci targets, silver's at the 1618 retracement, extension. And this is basically, a ceiling. And so what my expectations are is that we should chop sideways, pretty much chop sideways here until, it comes back to the mean before it rallies up again. Now, again, if things fall apart, this is going to blow through my levels here. But these are the levels that I got right now. So just like last week, I was expecting to pull back and I was wrong. But you got to remember, we're already in here. So anything to the upside is just positive. It's just wins, it's just win, win, win. Same thing for gold hitting record highs. I mean, geez, Louise. My first real look at gold was 2 years ago. A young man, one of my clients, he called me. He was telling me he was on his way to go buy some gold, and I was like, he's in Cali, right? He's like, I'm on my way to go buy some gold. He was excited, man. I didn't even ask him. He just told me. I was like, why are you going to go buy gold? He said, I don't know. Somebody just told me to go buy some gold, and I'm going to go do it. I was like, geez, I wish I had a faith like you, guy. And then I go home and I look at the charts and I'm like, geez, I see why. Like it was a no-brainer, right? And so anyway, gold has just been, it's been doing its thing, what I'm saying? And so over $1,900 an ounce right now is crazy. But you got to remember, I have a $2,000 target on this thing with my Fibonacci projection. Above that, I'm at about 2162 on a 127 extension, and then 2466 at the 1618. So I like to round those up. I'll say from 2000 to 2200, and then to 2500 basically will be my next targets. The targets beyond what I am actually doing. Okay, the targets beyond what I am targeting is from Bank of America, and I have that on my charts where you have a $3,000 target. Okay, we got a $3,000 target there, and that's very, very, very bullish for a bank to have that type of target on gold. I have it, on my chart here because if we hit that, I mean, geez Louise, it's going to be a good thing for anybody who took this investment opportunity. But that will be extremely worrisome for the economy. So not too happy about that part. But again, you know, it's capitalism, man. You take the opportunities that you have available, right? So that's basically what we're looking at here. All right. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so you guys, okay, so you say you can't see the screens. Okay. Let me actually see if I can pull it up. I think that's my fault for not launching it. Let's see if I can get in there. All right. Okay, so let me know if you guys can see me now. Okay, what's good, Terry? I see you, Zay. All right. Let me know if you guys can see it now here. Can you guys see the charts? All right, everybody good? Okay, perfect. All right. So, all right, good. So we'll keep it rolling, rocking and rolling. Again, just in case you missed that chart right there. That's that gold right there at 1900, blowing through my levels that I got down here. Obviously, you can see that next target right there, the 2004. These are my other two targets that I got up above right here. And then this is the Bank of America target at $3,000. All right, cool. All right, so then yeah, so that's the whole situation on gold. And again, for you guys looking at, let me see. You guys can see some of the tickets that we got over here, okay? Um, right here on the side, if you want to play gold, these are the names right here: GLD, GDXJ, NEM, right? SGJ, DJ, GDX, KL, GOLD. All right, these are some of my favorite ones right here. So if you're looking to play this, the gold stocks themselves, these are the tickets that you want to play if you want some of that exposure. Definitely get your hands on some physical gold and silver if you can. It's hard to find this stuff. He said KL. Yeah, KL has been rocking, man. KL has been rocking. Let me pull it up real quick. Um, good. KL right out here at the top. And again, just like last week, we was up against that resistance and it popped through, popped right above it. I didn't know that it was going to pop above it. I thought it was going to chop sideways a little bit, but it popped through. So, we can continue to see, this happen. Um, Interesting thing is the dollar. We've been talking about the dollar, and the dollar situation is very interesting because again, you had economists beefing about what was going to happen with the dollar, whether it's going to go up or whether it's going to go down. And we saw the markets were basically moving um opposite of the dollar itself. And we can see the dollar has been struggling, it's been falling instead of rising. So the two schools of thoughts is that foreign investors who have, because a lot of the dollars that's printed that's in circulation are not in the US, they're outside of the US and other countries. And so basically, the expectation is that these countries are going to be increasing their demand for the dollar to service their debts. With all the debt defaults and craziness happening around the world. So that's one school of thought is that was going to happen, and we see that that's actually not happening here. We're seeing confidence pull out of the dollar, which is really interesting. Because we could be seeing again you know the U.S. loses world reserve currency status, right? Which Ray Dalio's been talking about in his articles and everything. We're gonna be looking at the death of the dollar right now. I don't know, but it's continued to fall. And the interesting thing is that when the markets fell, in at the end of the week, the dollar was falling also. So this may be moving a little different. And the key thing was gold. Gold and silver has been doing their thing. So um, let's take a look at silver real quick. So you guys can see it's popping off on your silver. Okay. Silver's just been is crazy. Post this on the website so you guys can see what it is that I saw, right? When you saw that bottom, that was just clear as day, right? And a lot of you guys did take advantage of it, went and bought yourself some physical silver. And again, this stuff is dirt cheap. Why not? You might as well get that. So I think that that's really interesting. Um, so gold and silver, remember, that's real money. All right. So that's always gonna be real money. A lot of people don't understand. We played a game 2 weeks ago. We had this game night, and we're teaching people basically through a game how to maneuver your cash. When you get your cash, whether you got wages, jobs, whatever it is that you're getting, you need to learn how to maneuver your money. Okay, you got to learn how to move your money through different times. It's not one size fit all. It's not always just real estate. It's not always just stocks. It's You got to understand different asset classes behave different during different times. And so it's funny because I was watching a video of Dave Ramsey telling this young lady 2 months ago to sell a silver basically. And I posted the video on the web, and like if you go and check that out, it was people in the chat were going off on this guy, right? And he's supposed to be a guru, right? But this guy is only skillful in the thing that he's skillful in, right? He's good with budgeting. And he helped people to teach people how to save money. But when saving money is working against you, you need to know what to do about that, right? Nobody's taught you a strategy about that, so that's why you got to understand how money works. And so I wrote this article a while back about gold is real money. People need to go and share that. Go and share that. You feel me? Um, there you go, right here. Yeah, gold is real money. This article is a classic, but it's not too lengthy. It's a short article, but I got all the juicy things that you need to know about gold in here, and basically silver and gold they move together, right? So make sure you guys share this work. I see people sharing garbage all day long. Jeez Louise, people don't share the value. This is the real value. Now, a couple of books I recommend to you guys, if you want to know about that. My man Mike Maloney, man, he's done an awesome job. This is a good book if you're interested about your gold and silver. Great book if you want to go on a more scholarly level. Murray Rothbard, case for 100% gold dollar. Really, really good. Some of the literature that I actually read myself. So, and then also make sure that you take advantage of the groups that we have on the website, where again, um, you can get involved and talk about other topics besides what we normally do. We have, the different groups in here, right? So we got the gold and silver group. Make sure you check out the gold and silver group, so that you can get a grasp on that. You can see, who we're ordering from, where we're ordering from, get some good prices. Just anything dealing with gold and silver, right? Normally we're dealing with stocks and stuff like that, but on the website we have, opportunities like this where you can actually go in and you can actually go in and get yourself some good points. You can create conversation, discussions, and all of that. So again, here we go. Boom. Post right here. Gold and silver are financial assets that can be completely private and not part of the financial system. Even real estate requires the financial system to transfer title, but gold and silver does not. So again, this is money. That's what I tell people, this whole digital currency situation. I told my guys in crypto world, was it a year ago, that they're going to, the government. The government's going to create a digital dollar. So all that Bitcoin and all the other stuff, Bitcoin may survive. I don't know, but I think the rest of them are not, because the government can force its citizens to use money or ban money, ban currencies, I should say, because real money is gold and silver. But so they're gonna launch their digital dollar, and so that's gonna be the end of all of that. But anyhow, you guys can see, there's some good stuff right here, some good links right here in the gold and silver group, posted in there. So if you guys got some insight on stuff, man, definitely get in here, post mutual funds for you guys. You definitely want to, diversify your IRAs and all of that. You can, do some analysis on that so you guys can get some of that as well. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys some of that good stuff right there. All right, cool. And other than that, let me actually just take a look at a couple of things from you guys here real quick. And we'll bring this to a close. And before you go, make sure that you guys check out the walkthrough of the website because there's so much stuff that's on the website. Create this nice little video as a tutorial to teach you guys how to navigate and how to work the website. So if you got any questions, definitely let me know. And but definitely check out this video here, walkthrough of the website. All right, cool. With that being said, because again, we're short on time. I'm right here at my time. I'll take a look at some things from you guys real quick. And then we'll bring this thing to a close. All right, cool. Trying to see if we can pull up. Oh crap! I got the wrong ticker in there. This is Dustin, who's running on Micron. Yeah, Micron was looking like it was going to come through for us, but it ended up falling apart. As we saw, pretty much the markets fell apart. You guys can see we had a squeeze in here, and the squeeze never came into fruition, so it's starting to come back down. Um, so I don't, I'm pretty sure you're still long on this. If this breaks this floor, then you definitely need to get out if you're still holding on this, okay? Which is right here. You can use the moving averages. If it breaks that, then you need to be out of that. All right. This could be setting up a pullback to launch long, which we don't really know yet. All we know is that once it start moving, we'll get some better insight. If it breaches, get out of that. Other than that, XLRE is where I'm going this week. So you plan real estate. I don't like the real estate sector as much, but it's definitely some opportunities there. If you take a look at the chart, real estate has not been able to clear the 200 moving average. It is in a squeeze though, but I am not optimistic on real estate. If you guys understand, real estate is taking a beating right now. Commercial real estate is taking a beating right now with the closures. In fact, I think it was an article that came out this past week about 28 million people not paying their rent or mortgage, what have you. In fact, a part of the stimulus package they're getting ready to pass is supposed to be trying to help that out. So for me, I do not like real estate as of right now. I think that they're going to go through some deflation. So that's just nothing that I want to be a part of right now. Just to give you a heads up, but I think it's good that you go into it understanding what's at risk. So what else you guys got? Anything else you want to take a look at? I think bonds did pretty good. You guys got to understand bonds has been heavily manipulated, and it's just crazy. But I believe that bonds is gonna may tap out right up here at the 786 to 170 frame right here. So it might be a good idea to drop some butterflies on that right up here at the 786. All right, cool. But you know what? It's hurricanes is popping up right now. I haven't been following the news like that lately, but let me take a look at some of those type of stocks, right? So Home Depot is actually in pretty good shape. But it looks like it's getting ready to pull back here. But again, when depending this hurricane season pop off, you guys know these hurricane stocks, they're gonna make their money. I was thinking that it's a crazy situation though, with the COVID situation, and then you got hurricanes down south. But I don't think it's like a bad hurricane, so um, don't see any setups there. But those would be something to keep in mind. I guess coming into this hurricane season. And then we wrote an article about that as well, which I can share that with you guys so you can see the hurricane stock list. But I think that we're really going to see what Wall Street is all about this week. A lot of these guys, they've been staying away from gold and silver for a long time. And now it's like they're finally getting the message. That's what it looks like. That the Feds can't print money unlimited, without there being consequences. And so I think that, silver and gold looks like that they be pulling back, but I think that they're still going to, again, over the long run, they're still going to, move forward because the Feds is printing money. We're going to find out about the Fed's decision on Wednesday. And I think they're going to, again, continue to do what they're doing. So for the long haul, still play gold and silver. That's where I'm at. Terrence. Okay, yeah, glad that you're here, my man. Glad you're here. Oh, that's what's up. Dustin says construction companies. Yeah, not the names that I like to play, but I can take a look at it for you. But yeah, you can see the S&P 500. You know what I'm saying? Tapping out. Nasdaq also, tapping out. It's now trading under the 20 moving average. So you got that 50 moving average, which is the floor. You know, tech is definitely overdue for pullbacks. Definitely. So I was trying to take a look at the Russell to see if we can get some rotation into the Russell. Um, and the Russell's done pretty decent. It hasn't pulled back as much as the S&P or the Nasdaq. So the Russell again for anything in equities may be a good place to start to look for some rotation. Um, KBH has the best setup. Let's take a look. KB Home. Okay. It is getting above that 200 moving average. Got a little cup and handle set up on it. I don't have my annotation equipped here. My apologies on this. We'll get you guys some levels. But what I do is I'll put the Fibonacci on there so you can see that level. So that's in the small swing. Also, I'll take this large swing so we can see we get some levels here as well. We've got a little overlap right up in here. So again, you want to see if you're trying to play this one to the long side, you need to see this thing, pop above that 618 right there. And I think we got some home news coming out, but again, a lot of stuff is lagging data, and we'll see. Again, I'm really not feeling the real estate market right now. If you can prove me wrong, Dustin, that's great. I'm more pessimistic on the real estate side here. I know they're not collecting their rent money. I know they're not collecting their mortgage. It's just nothing that I want to touch right now, man. Yeah. So anyhow, that's what it do, man. So again, make sure you guys get on a chat room on the website. Registration to the site itself is actually free. The training is not. You should definitely get the training because the training is phenomenal. Um, this is the one okay. So Ron got this eat. All right, so cool. We'll take a look at that as well. You got the 200 moving average right up here at the top. That's about $30 target, 31, 30. Okay, so yeah. Okay, this right here may be definitely in a better position. Starting to, it's peaking above that 100. And so look to the upside right up here, about 30 on the bull side, if you get some bullish movement. But again, looking at the futures market right now, silver and gold is still up. Gold at record highs. This emotion may flood into the markets more this week. We'll see. Futures is all down right now, but again, I would like to see the VIX pull back up. Let me pull up the VIX futures. Yeah, like the VIX futures ain't really showing me much conviction about the the pullback here, and so I think that the markets can probably shake this off again, unless they mess up somehow with this whole stimulus situation. But yeah, but that's where I'm at with it, man. Still looking long on silver and gold. All right. All right, cool, gang. So make sure you guys definitely catch up in the chat room throughout the week. Check out that tutorial and everything as well. But I appreciate you guys joining here tonight. We'll catch up in the chat room in the morning. Peace.